So now we have our component. Let's try to use it. Let's create a new page and select one with a bit of layout. Call it test, because we will use it to test the component in different settings. We switch to bigger screen and just show this one. So it has two columns. Let's clean up this column and we will place the component into it. So to do that, it's simple. Just go to lib, here it is, opening times, and drag it. And the best is to use the tree, because this gives us precise control over the placement. But we notice that the styling is missing. And the reason is simple. The style sheet is not attached to our test page. To fix that is simple. Just go to Manage Style Sheets, attach Style CSS, and that's it. But we notice that the layout of the component doesn't really work when we place it into a column. So let's try to fix that. And if we try to change the component instance, so let's say we try to change the column span, we cannot, because this is the instance of the component. All changes that we do, we have to do on component definition, with exception of editable areas, but we will take a look at that later. So let's go back to index, where our component is defined, and inspect what is wrong. And to help us with that, let's create a bit of layout. Let's add container with a row and a column, and let's place the component into this column. And we can see that it goes over. So let's see why. So the first reason that comes to mind is the component is using container. So we have container and then column and then another container within a column. So that's not really how Bootstrap works. So let's just try and place the row outside of the container. And we are getting closer. So let's delete the empty container. So, and check the column here. Properties, it looks like this. It has a smaller size. So what we want to do is control the size of the widget by the column into which it is placed. So we don't want the widget to assume and set the size for itself. We want to control this depending on the place where we put it. So let's just set the span to 12, remove everything else, and see, our component now nicely fits into any column size we specify. So if this is 6, it will expand. So it's responsive now. Let's save it, and I will command click so that we see both pages. And now, because this is a component and we change the definition, we don't have to go on the page where the component is used and do changes there. All we have to do is say update. And component is updated on the page where we use it automatically. Let's save that as well. And we notice that the current day is not highlighted here. And the reason is that JavaScript file is not included on our page. So let's do that. We select it, it's invisible, but we can just drag it onto our second page. And here it is, let's put it at the end. Like this, and refresh the page. And now it's highlighted. And later we will use Resource Manager to better handle JavaScript files and style sheets, but for now we did it manually. So what we accomplished, we have a nice component that is responsive. It adjusts itself to the size of the column into which it is placed, and every change that we do to the component definition will automatically update to all pages where we use this instance when we say quick update or update the whole project.